Okay, I'm here with a guy who went missing. This is one of my favorite privateers. This is a bad dude right here. This is a guy who literally accepted a fight with Tyler Bowers in Germany. He has no respect for factory riders. They're all going to be asking, who the hell is number 200 with UFO gear? Because that's what you're running this year, right? Ryan Breece.
All out. What's up, Cooksey? How you doing?
Dude. So last time I saw you race was Salt Lake when they did the six races. Was it six or seven races there, the residency, and everybody was struggling with altitude sickness. And then last year, I'm like, hey, where's Breece? He's not here. I didn't hear anything. You just disappeared off the face of the earth. What happened and where have you been?
I ran away. I had to get out. No, I went through an ACL. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fired, Ryan. That's awesome. What
I'm
happened? Did you hit
sorry,
the button?
dude.
Did
I
you?
hit my headphones and I need to quit messing with that.
No, that's all good, dude. You hung up on me. That's totally fine. You were saying, okay, so I heard you about the ACL. When did you tear it though?
Oh,
Was it
all right. So we went to outdoors, the last round,
okay?
Paula National,
Yeah.
the green flag wave for a sight lap. I was just trying to get in there to tell the teams, like, let's wake up. Ryan Breece needs to be hired. So I went for a parade lap. There was a rock on the ground. I come on the corner just looking, and we're just kind of sighting out the track. And my foot caught the rock, and I heard that and just laid there. You know when you know.
Yeah.
I've
Done
never
it.
had
It
anything
sucks.
crazy like that, but yeah,
Dude. So I didn't even know
different
like,
feeling.
and that was the only outdoor you rode that year, right?
Only one I did.
Yeah, stay away from outdoors. You don't need that. You're
I
so
don't
good
need
at
that. I don't
supercross.
need points to get. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you don't need points. So okay, so you pop your ACL at the final round at Paula, and then so you just missed the entire season because usually an ACL is what 3-4 months before you can put a brace on it and start riding, but you just took the whole year to heal correctly.
I took the whole entire year to literally go step by step, therapy session after recovery, after meditation, and to get back on track. I
Yeah,
knew
because
that I needed to do the whole entire long haul.
dude, that's so smart. So many people come back too soon, re-injure it, or they change the way they ride because you start. I mean, and Coach Rob pounds on that. He's always like, don't come back too soon because then you start one injury leads to another. So you're 100% healthy heading into this season.
100% healthy. I've never been as committed physically as I have with these efforts. I'm at a weight that's unbelievable for me. I've always been a bigger fella, and
Yeah.
all summer long we went through the bulk building process till maybe about June. I do some racing in the off season for some supercross events, and then right then June into July we consistently just built right off to cardio, and then went right back into strength in August right after my supercross events. And I am absolutely amused on my North Idaho physical therapy treatment.
Wow.
That's all I can say, really.
Well,
Yeah.
and I've seen the videos. You look good, dude. You look like you're ready to race. And I saw you the other day just throwing a nasty whip. And I was like, dude, there's going to be some factory riders that are going to be pissed off. Like, there's a lot of guys because you kind of dropped off the map. So they're going to be like, who's this number 200? And did you ask for 200? Or did they stick you with 200?
I asked for a couple different numbers that didn't go through. And then I figured I need a shining number, a number that's just going to catch an eye. 200, I figured just go for it.
Well, I think it's awesome because typically when they give a new guy a number, like when I got my number, it was like 261, or when they see 200, it's not like a European guy. It's just, who's this 200 guy? But dude, and how, okay, now tell me a little bit about your team. Is this a European team? Because you got a European gear.
Yeah, a little different. So we're flying our German supercross mechanic over here and bringing a couple of things over to make it work. But really, it is a door knocking local business advertisement team ran by Ryan Breece.
Hell yes. What a badass. And like I said, there's going to be some dudes getting paychecks that are going to be pissed off because I don't think they remember the intensity you bring. And, you know, a lot of those guys, and I've talked to some of those guys, you know, off the record, and they're just like, dude, that guy just, damn, he's right there. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see you come back. I thought you walked away from the sport. I was like, man, I guess he's gone. So now, so this is your program. Did UFO gear, are they kicking in? Like how does a guy, and that's one of the questions we get is how does a guy make a living racing Supercross? Can you go in? You don't have to go into too much detail, but how do you do that? Like, do you come up with your own sponsors? Is the purse money any good? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, it's obviously it's super difficult, especially with the industry right now. It's after COVID hit to make this $78,000 to $100,000 program work. 18 to 21 different companies, put a suit and tie on, knocked on their door. I was handed a resume that was all fixed and done by my girlfriend McKenna, and I introduced myself like I was ready to kick everyone's butt when I entered a Supercross race and see if I could attack that advertisement spot for their company. And I'm telling you, I think I went through 10 doors that completely shut me out, but that 11th door was UFO gear. And Dave Analock with UFO was like, you're a guy that I've always watched who brings the gnarliest intensity that I've found, but hasn't had that complete support. Let's do a little bit of introduction with UFO. Let's get him out there.
Dude, I love it. And Dave Analock from Tough Racing back in the day. This is a guy that knows and loves the sport, and he's always had gritty riders like yourself. So I didn't know that he was part of your team. That's a pretty cool fit. I like it. It's
a good fit. We're trying to work out something where I can possibly jump on board to do some distributing stuff with him and work for him. During the summer, he offered me a job and it just didn't fill out. I was doing some Supercross events and still trying to get the program going for 2022 as I had just a whole rebuild year. And yeah, we had a couple companies that were working with Tough Racing and Dave, and it just ended up being like, let's get a program going with this guy. We want to sell out.
Yeah. So what's your expectation for Anaheim 1? Like you say, you missed a complete season. Before that, you were consistently a main event guy around the 15th. You know, you were creeping towards the top 10 around there. And I think you got some that were close, right?
Yeah. Got 11s and 12s.
Yep.
Stuff like that. For the goal, I have to battle with the factory guys. There's no ands if buts about it. I don't really care where I result at because it's just a cluster at A1. Even the second round and third round, you have so many guys. I will be battling with those guys. I just don't know what else to say. When we're ever going in a route that's not happening, I'll pull myself.
Wow. That's bold. But dude, that's what I like about you and your program. You don't give a fuck. You don't care if it's Eli Tomac or some guy or Carlin Gardner. You will just attack them no matter what. And I'll tell you what, I cannot wait. People, and I'm going to do you care? I'm going to grab some stuff from your Instagram, show people the number, your bike, your setup, get it promoted out there. When they see this number 200, a lot of people are going to ask, who the hell is that? Because you don't look like you did before. Even like I said, your body type's even a little bit smaller than you were before. I have a gut feeling, and that's why I wanted to get an interview in this week, because I imagine next week everyone's going to want to talk to you. So I figured I'd hit you up right now and get it in early. So
no, you always hit me with the good interviews after the race. Like always trying to make my way down, whether I was in the race or just qualified for the main, just trying to get my name out there, because you know how connection is so key. You stand for your word. That's what I like about you, dude. You're all about it.
I appreciate it. I've taken that's why I'm struggling to get press passes, and they haven't said no, but they're giving me the whole, oh yeah, what round? Like they're really drawing it out, so it is what it is. You
can tell what's pushing.
Yeah.
In that way. Yeah. It's sad.
I don't
Yeah,
give a shit.
yeah.
You know what? This year, but it's fine this year. Like I said, I had COVID. I don't know how many races I was going to make it to anyway, because I put myself first, and you know the other stuff after that once you're healthy. My question for you.
Yeah, I'd say I've seen a lot of your meditation stuff,
Yeah.
and this is kind of one to go through as well. Is what is helping my program. I'm seeing your hot and cold therapies, and I'm a gnarly like David Goggins guy, heavy McConaughey. I listen and read within his reach of sight, and that is the best thing for you, dude. You already know that secondhand.
Oh yeah, and I do a lot of the Wim Hof breathing stuff and try and keep my heart. If you can stay in that cold temperature without shivering, and just like you change your body, there's things you can do with your mind that people don't even understand. I don't understand, but it can be done. So,
and you're pushing the limits on it. You could probably tell throughout your breathing strokes and the cold therapy. It's a rude awakening.
it is, but it resets everything. It's badass. I dig it.
Yes.
Now back to COVID. So COVID, it's the elephant in the room right now. There's stadiums that are requiring vaccinations. There's tests. How is that working for a rider? Do you have to submit a negative test? What do you guys do?
As far as anything with the COVID situation, the hard card stuff, I believe that a vaccination card is supposedly being thrown in there, and that's the way you can get it. But other than that, like COVID stuff, I really don't know. I have my agent / team manager all about all that stuff. I kind of veered away with that so I can make sure that I'm just on top of my exercising and my riding.
And then I know everybody's torn, and you don't have to tell me or not. Do you think did you get vaccinated, or is that something you want to avoid? Like, is it?
Not something that I wanted to avoid or anything. I think it was something that that had to happen in order to make my life go around 17 rounds without forking over $125 or $125 every single race to go race the freaking race.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and you do a lot of European stuff too. And if you want to go over there, there's no doubt you just have to get vaccinated. So
yeah, there's just no doubt about it. So I took the high risk. I don't care if anyone judges me or not, but yeah, I took the high risk, and I'm hoping some stuff opens up, over there in Europe this summer, and I can go my ways. And yeah, it's hard here in this American place to get a ride, but I'm going to do something.
Well, I have a sneaking hunch that people are going to be looking for fill-in riders after, that always happens, unfortunately. But dude, like I said, the number 200, everyone's going to ask who you are. I love that you actually thought about that, because that's the first thing I thought is, what the hell is he doing with a 200 number?
It's just something spotty, shiny. I have to see. It's something that catches the eye. I don't have a million followers. I'm not a Jet Lawrence who eats donuts about for the media. I don't know. I just don't interact that way. I'm just more of a like, let's get the results. I'm a stand-up guy. I know how to talk. If it's a business confrontation, let's do it. And I'm ready to compete,
Well, and you're not scared. Like I said, you probably the most intimidating guy in our sport. Tyler Bowers is a big dude, wanted to just destroy you. And you're like, fuck it, let's go. Nobody else. And I think you took him off guard, and you really put it to him. And I just love the non-intimidation, the fact that you're willing to say you got the vaccination, whether people think you should or shouldn't, or I personally think it should be everyone's individual choice. I end up getting it to try and recover, but for me, in America, you should be able to choose. So
100%. I do. We're from Idaho. We don't really care about who's sick, who's getting like the whole thing was just, yeah, we're running life. Everything shut down. I was still working for my dad's plumbing business. We're still shuffling in Home Depot and out Home Depot, no mask or anything like that, which is, yeah, obviously it's a big factor, but yeah, that's where we're at. Once I noticed that AMA was requiring vaccinations and have to have a card to get a credential, and it were going through so many different steps and obviously tossing out, I think it was about to be $4,200, $4,250. It was $4,250 in total for just me to get a test every single time I'm on the swab. Okay.
Oh
I
my
might
God.
be mistaken. It could be my girlfriend and I. It was because it was 75, whatever. You maybe do the math, 75 times 17. And it
Wow.
just didn't add up. It's not adding up to me. And then also you're having to go Thursday to get that test so you can get the results Friday if you're good.
Oh,
So I bit the bullet, did what I needed to do, and I had a lot of people on board that are just, it takes an army to get me going.
yeah. I don't think people understand what it takes to get going. And it's not an easy. Coach and I talk about it all the time about how hard it is to make money in the sport, and to see you doing it. It's pretty badass, man. And I'm pumped on it. Is there anyone you want to thank before I let you go and finish your prep? And looks like you're having a meal.
Yeah, no, I was actually, my lady cooked up a good like taco salad that was bomb. We do this turkey meat and we usually do it like Wednesdays. We go off topic. We don't even do Taco Tuesday. We'll like we'll go somewhere for Taco Tuesday. I don't know. We chef up a lot at home. But yeah, so I have your Jet Aircraft Management who's helping me get to the races. He's is a private flyer, and we're doing some really cool things for Ryan Breece Racing. I think I just like went to recover, and like I went door knocking. We have Zwinger and some bike. I do have to return them at the end, but it takes an army, like I said, and your Jet Aircraft Management is on board fully. So we're
Dude, that's awesome.
excited.
So I'm gonna let you go because I know it's just a few days from the race. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but dude, I'm pumped that you're back. I love that you're running 200 with UFO gear, teamed up with Dave Analak. Badass, dude. So you have a good night. Enjoy that taco. And I gotta say, taco with turkey meat is the shit. That's what I run all the time.
Yeah, no, Chris, I appreciate your time, dude. I really do. It's good stuff.
Awesome, man. All right. Well, hopefully next week when everyone's hitting you up, you'll still talk to me. So
Yeah, I will.
all right, brother. You have a good night.